Welcome to you once again in the Department of English, RBNB College, Srirampur. And you are going to watch the video on verbs and auxiliary verbs. So friends, you already are familiar with this term. We know that there are 8 parts of speech, like noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, interjection, and exclamation. So these are the 8 parts of speech, and the main, which is known as the soul of the sentence, is known as verb. So verb is known as the soul of the sentence, and there is no sentence without a verb. So what is the function of the verb in the given sentence? So here I have written what is the verb of verb in the sentence, or we say what is the function of verb in a sentence. It expresses the action or event or state of the speaker. So the main function of the verb is just related to these 3 words. Either it describes an action of the speaker, or event, or the state of the speaker. The next function of verb is to link the subject with the predicate of the sentence. So if the terms are new for you, I would like to explain it. For example, she is a teacher. In this sentence, she is a verb. She is a subject and is a teacher. The remaining part, except the subject, is known as predicate of the sentence. He is a student. Here he is subject, is student is a predicate. She is writing a novel. Here she is subject and is writing a novel is a predicate. Now you are familiar with the words subject and predicate. And the function of verb is to link the subject with the predicate. And so that is why I say verb is the soul of the sentence. How the verb describes or denotes action, event, or state of the speaker, following examples makes it clear. For example, he likes O. Henry's short stories. Here in this sentence, like is a verb and the subject is 3rd person singular, and so in the simple present tense the verb takes yes or es. So I say he likes O. Henry's short stories. So here like is a verb which describes what the subject is about, or what the feeling or emotions of the speaker. In the next sentence, if I say he is a teacher, here you see no main verb is used, and here is plays the role of main verb. If I say I am going, so here it describes the action. She is writing. The action of the speaker is described. When I say he seems to be tired, so here seems describes the state of mind of the speaker. So these are the main function of verb. Verb may be one word or maybe more than one word. For example, he goes to college. Here, go is the main verb, es is added because the subject is third person singular. What is third person singular? He, she, it, or the name of the object, place, person, etc. So he goes to college. Here go is the main verb, es is added, means goes is a verb and it is a single word. So in this sentence, a single word is a verb. But when I say he is going to college, here is going is a verb. Is an auxiliary verb and going is a main verb. So here the verb contains two words, that is and going. When I say he has been writing a novel, in this sentence there are three words, has, been and writing. These three words are known as the verb. So verb may be one word, verb may be two words, or verb may be three words. Now let us have to see what is the position of the verb, or where the place of the verb in the sentence. Usually, or we say generally, the verb comes after subject. For example, he jumps. Here he is the subject and jump is the verb, and jump comes after subject. When I say she is writing a letter, so is writing is a verb and it comes after the subject she. Or when I say Mr. Meghraj is walking very fast. Here Mr. Meghraj is a subject and walk is a verb, or is walking is a verb, and the verb comes after the subject. So the position of the verb is that it generally comes after the subject. Now verbs, the next topic or next point of our topic is there are different types of the verbs. Just like the regular verbs, irregular verbs, main verbs and auxiliary verb. We are going to know about, in this video we are going to know about what is regular verb, what is irregular verb, what is main verb, what is auxiliary verb, and what are the types of auxiliary verb. Here you see that there are two types of auxiliary verb, primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. These are the two types of auxiliary verbs. Now we have to study them in detail. So the first one is regular verb. So what is regular verb? Generally, the simple past tense of many verbs are formed by adding d, ed or ied to the main verb, or we can say stem or root. For example, the main verb or the stem is ask, and we make the past tense by adding ed, asked, asked, or talked, talk. Here again we add ed. Sometimes we add ied. Generally, if the last, we can say, letter is y, it changes into I. For example, carry, carry, and the past tense is carried. So friends, if the simple past tense of the verb is made or is formed by adding D, ED or IED. Such verbs are known as regular verbs. Now, so if you go to internet, you will find a list of majority of the verbs. They are regular verbs. It means the past tense and past participle is made up by adding D, ED or IED. Now what is irregular verbs? Irregular verbs is just opposite to the regular verbs. In short, we can say that the past form of the verb, if the past form of the verb is different from the stem, the verb is known as irregular verb. For example, run. The past tense of run is not made by adding D or ED or IED, but the past tense of run is ran, RAN, or make, MAKE. The past tense of make is MADE, made, or break, BREAK. The past tense of break is broke. Means you see, the past tense is not made by adding D, ED or IED. Such verbs are known as irregular verbs. Now, irregular verbs, there are 4 types of irregular verb. Which are they? Now let us have to study in detail. Take the example of cut. CUT, cut, means in the present form or the base form, cut. The past tense, cut, same, CUT, cut. And past participle is also cut, 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 cut. Or put, or bet, bet. Here you see the 3 forms are similar or same. So this is the one category of irregular verbs. Sometimes the 2 forms are similar or same and one form is different. For example, sit, SIT. The past tense of sit is sat, SAT, and past participle is also sat. Means past tense and past participle are same, only the present form is different. Or another example, think, THINK. The past tense of think is thought, THOUGHT, and past participle is also thought. Or bend, BEND. The past tense of bend is bent, BENT, and the past participle of the verb is also bent. It means that the present form or the base form is different and past tense and past participle are same. The third category is that the base form, past tense and past participle completely different. For example, go, went, gone. There is no connection. No 2 forms are similar or same. Or sing, sang, sung. So here you see, or do, did, done. All the 3 forms are different. And the fourth or the last, that is the past participle, is made by adding en. For example, en to the past form. Here I would like to give you certain examples. For example, drink. The past tense is drunk and past participle is drunken. Or shave, SHAVE, shaved, and shaven. Sink, S-I-N-K. Sunk, past tense is sunk, S-U-N-K, and past participle is sunken. Here, you are familiar with the term what is regular verb and what is irregular verb. Now, I would like to focus your attention on the second part of my video, that is auxiliary verb. As you have already noticed that there are two types of auxiliary verbs. So far these auxiliary verbs are concerned, there are two types of auxiliary verbs, that is primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. So now let us have to know which verb is known as primary auxiliary and which auxiliary verb is known as modal auxiliaries. So the first is, which we are going to know about, that is primary auxiliaries, and there are 13 primary auxiliaries verbs in English. What is the role of auxiliary verbs? Auxiliary verbs is also known as helping verbs because they help the main verb. Sometimes in case of primary auxiliaries, they can be used as a main verb, which you are going to study it now. Again, I come to the first point, that is, as earlier I said that there are 13 primary auxiliary verbs. Now, which are they? We are going to study them one by one. For example, the forms of to be, which you might have studied at the primary level or secondary level. The forms of to be, there are 7 auxiliary verbs under this head. Which are they? In the present tense, am, is, are. That means there are 3 forms of to be in present tense. In the past tense, was and were. So there are 5 primary auxiliaries, and shall be and will be. So in this way, there are 7 forms of to be. Out of 13, the 7 are over. Now the second verb, second primary auxiliary is the forms of to have, and there are again the 3 forms. In present tense, have and has, and in past tense, had. And the forms of to do, again there are 3 forms: do, does, and did. So in this way, 7 plus 3 plus 3, there are 13 primary auxiliaries. Now what is the role of primary auxiliaries? Primary auxiliaries generally describes the tense, voice, or mood of the sentence. And how the primary auxiliaries are different from modal auxiliaries, let us have to study it. Now see, primary auxiliaries, that means am, is, are, was, were, or shall, shall be, will be, or have, has, had, do, does, did, they can be used as a main verb as well as auxiliary verb. In the sentence, she is writing a letter. Here the main verb is writing, and is an auxiliary verb which helps the main verb. But in the second sentence, when I say she is a teacher, so no main verb is used here, and the primary auxiliary, that is plays the role of main verb. Sometimes you see the primary auxiliaries, these auxiliaries, they change according to the person. or we can say subject. For example, I am a teacher. Here we use a primary auxiliary am. But I say she is a teacher. Now I use is. When I say they are teachers, means the subject is changed, the primary auxiliary is changed. So the primary auxiliary also changed according to the tense. For example, when I say he is a student and he was a student, both are here is and was are primary auxiliary verbs. It indicates, but it indicates we can say tense. The first sentence is related to present tense. He is a student. But when I say he was a student, it describes the past. It means primary auxiliaries are changed according to the tense. So here the primary auxiliaries are over. Now I would like to focus your attention on the next type of helping verb or auxiliary verb, that is known as modal auxiliaries. As earlier I said that there are 13 primary auxiliaries. As far as modal auxiliaries are concerned, there are 12 modal auxiliaries. Which are they? You see, shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, must, ought, dare and need. These are the 12 modal auxiliaries. What are the features of modal auxiliaries? That they can be used only as an auxiliary verb, and it is opposite to the primary auxiliaries. When I say he is going to school, here going is main verb, is an auxiliary verb. And when I say he is a teacher, here primary auxiliary used as main verb. But modal auxiliary cannot be used as the main verb. So this is the difference between primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Then the second feature, how modal auxiliary is opposite to the primary auxiliaries. As earlier we have studied, when I say he is a teacher, I am a teacher and they are teacher, here primary auxiliary is changed when the subject is changed. But in case of modal auxiliaries, if you change the subject, modal auxiliary never change. For example, I shall go, he shall go, they shall go. I can write, you can write, we can write, he can write, she can write, they can write. So here can is not changed when we change the subject. Then the only few modal auxiliaries, they changed according to the tense. For example, he can walk 5 miles and he could walk 5 miles. Here could is used as the past tense of can, which shows the possibility, or we can say capacity. When I say I can walk 5 miles, means this is my ability to walk 5 kilometers now. But when I say I could walk 5 kilometers, means I don't have this ability now. It was my past ability. So the main function of modal auxiliary is to use or to express probability, certainty, possibility, ability, or tones of orders and request, etc. So these are the functions of auxiliary verbs. So I hope you can easily identify what is regular verb and what is irregular verb, which is for your examination. Identification of regular, whether the underlined verb is regular verb or irregular verb, whether it is main verb or auxiliary verb. I hope you like this video. Thanks to spare time with me. Thanks once again.